This is Attorney Marjorie Brunelli, and today I'm going to talk about the famous family law financial affidavit that everybody hates to fill out. I dread this moment in a divorce proceeding. I think it's a nightmare for most attorneys. We're not accountants. Most clients fill this out incorrectly. We spend hours trying to come up with the correct information. That's why most of the time, if my clients have an accountant, if they're business people, and there are a lot of things involved, such as companies, businesses, or you're self-employed, calculations can get really complicated. Particular Section 1 and Section 2 are mainly regarding income and taxes and contributions and other things. So this is really a job for an accountant. So if you have one, go fill it out with them, and then we can review or revise it whatever way is necessary. But this is a document that must be done correctly. You cannot lie on this document. You cannot hide anything. Equitable distribution is going to be affected by this. Child support, alimony are going to be calculated based on this. So it's an extremely important document. As I hope most of you know, if you lie on a document, you can be prosecuted for perjury. So it's very important, very detailed, and you cannot play around with this one. So you don't have the language barrier like my Brazilian clients do. So this is going to be a quicker video than the one I did in Portuguese. The first section, basically, you're going to fill out your full name, your occupation, where you work, and how you get paid. And there's a difference between bi-weekly and every 2 weeks. If you don't know, talk to your accountant, or we can go through the details, but that affects the amount of weeks in a year that you get paid. So there is a difference. The second part of the document, the first part, you're going to put all your income, anything relating with tips, commissions, bonuses, disability benefits, if you pay anything as to pension, social security, everything that not that you pay, that you receive, everything is going to go on that first section. Second section is the deductions. So taxes, if you're self-employed, it gets even more complicated. If you own businesses, even more complex. If you have court order alimony or child support, you got to list that. So add them up. The next section is your average monthly expenses. So I understand a lot of people, oh, I pay this weekly. Okay, great, calculate it monthly. It has to be monthly expenses. Even if you pay weekly or every 2 weeks, it doesn't matter. You're going to have to do the math here. It's work. I know it's a pain in the butt, but you got to do it. So anything relating to household, cars, children's expenses, insurance, your own expenses. If you have a fixed payment to creditors, you can list it here as well. Add all of that up. Same thing. So you're going to add all your income, all your expenses, and then you're going to deduct from each other, and you're going to end up with either a deficit or a surplus. Put it in the correct line. A lot of people mix this up. I don't know why. It's clear on the document. Just follow the instructions. It's self-explanatory. The next section, it's the assets. So here we go. There's squares here, little boxes here, and boxes here. The boxes here, you're going to list the things that you want the judge to give you. So if you think you're entitled to any of the assets here, same thing in the part for liabilities, you're going to mark the ones you're asking the judge to award to you. Over here are non-marital items or assets, or this part is the assets part. So you're going to mark if it's something is premarital, before you got married, or non-marital. I can go into details about that. I actually think I have a video on that. Go watch it, but you have to mark it. Then what do you have to do? Cash on hands, cash in banks, properties, cars. For cars, I need the year, the model, and the make, an estimated amount of the value of the car. properties, the address of the property, the estimated value of the property. All of those are going to be evaluated later, so we can have the exact amount. But you can go as close as you think it is, or if you have an appraisal or the actual fair market value of those items, you got to list them. If you have jewelry, if you have works of art, pictures, sculptures, everything is going to be listed here. You have to disclose everything you can think of, everything you have, everything you own. For accounts, bank accounts, investment accounts, retirement accounts, the institution where the account is located, and the last 4 numbers of that account. That's for every single account. If it doesn't fit on this page, add another page. If you have 500 accounts, all 500 accounts are going to be added here. On the other side, this is for assets. Other side, liabilities, same thing. You're going to list everything. If you have mortgages on your property, if your cars are financed, you're going to put, if it's a Ford Motor Financing, last 4 digits of that account. Everything has to have the name of the institution and the last 4 digits on the account. The amounts they're owed. Credit cards, same thing. If you have 1,000 credit cards, you're going to list every single one of them and what the balance is, the number on the accounts, and what type of card it is. Part C, it's this smaller part right here. It's for contingent assets. Rarely we fill this out, but it can happen. So make sure if you have something that has to do with income potential in the future, accrued vacations, PTO, bonuses, inheritance in the future, lawsuits that you're going to have to pay, unpaid taxes that you're financing or you're going to finance, potential tax liabilities, any debts or liabilities that you're going to assume from another person or another company that are going to be due in the future. So anything that's contingent upon something happen or, in the future, you have to list here. And the last part of the document, you have to list whether or not child support guidelines are going to be provided, if there are minor children involved in this divorce proceedings, and then the document is being provided, and the name of the parties who's signing the document. And just to emphasize once more, you're signing a document, you're literally telling the court and the parties involved in the case that whatever is written here is true and correct to the best of your knowledge. So do not lie on this document or any other document. You're only going to affect yourself in a negative way, nobody else. So that's it for it. I hope it's helpful. I also have a video on the certificate of compliance. Go watch it. It's part of mandatory disclosure. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. All my information is up on the bio. Thank you so much. Until the next video.